Hello, listen. This is Marcus the Interviewer from Marcus the Interviewer Show, your favorite brother and friend. I am back with a new episode, with a new legend, with a new icon that we get to interview, learn about, and understand their historic history. But before I move or go anywhere, America, listen, I got to play my theme music.
This is the one, bro. Oh yeah? What's good? I am telling you, man, that cat Marcus Boyd, yeah. You know, the interviewer. Yeah, I know that cat. This is the one, bro. Woo. Okay. Mr. Marcus Boyd, the interviewer. You want the scoop, he gon' give it to you. No matter the conversation, he's already prepared to go and get into it with you. If you want somebody that's willing to listen with positive information for the vision, then all you gotta do is give him a call or catch him on his Instagram, that's all. And he gon' get with you like ASAP. They gon' tell you where the place at. And he gon' give you every single thing you need in order for him to like make that dream happen for you. You believe in it, do what you do. Competition is sick with the flu, so if I would just jump on the plane, cause he coming through. Yo, it's Marcus Boyd, the interviewer. Some people call him a connoisseur. If you ain't never had it, you about to get it, cause Marcus is about to give it to ya. Marcus Boyd, the interviewer. The conversation kingpin is the ruler. You'll never find an interviewer that's cooler that leave you feeling like he already knew ya. It's Marcus Boyd, the interviewer. Call him a connoisseur. If you ain't never had it, you about to get it, cause Marcus is about to give it to ya. It's Marcus Boyd, the interviewer. Conversation kingpin is the ruler. Woo.
Okay. Okay. Listen. Shout out to the minister, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta, Georgia for doing that for me. You know what I'm saying? Love it. Marcus Boyd, the interviewer. John to tell you. Listen, okay. I always say that everybody and anybody is a legend and icon. It's not about status. It's not about none of that. It's about you building your legacy, you building your brand, you standing on what your dreams are. So we have another legend in the building. I'm trying to tell you, not only, this man acts, make beats, like he does poetry, like, this man is multi-talented. So, Mr. Perry, welcome to Marcus the Interviewer Show. I'm trying to tell you now.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. Glad to be here. What's going on, man?
Listen, what's going on? Look. So, I need you to tell America, I call them my family. I need you to tell America give them your titles before you begin on your story of your journey. Go ahead and give them your titles, what you do, who you are, stuff like that.
All right, so look, man. First and foremost, I got to give props to my God, man, because without him, none of this would be possible.
Amen, Jesus.
I am an industrial maintenance engineer. All right, that's what I do during my daytime. At night, on the weekends, and whenever else I got time, I'm an actor. I'm a poet. Um, I'm a music producer. I'm whatever you need me to be when you need me to be there.
Okay, he sounds like a jack of all trades, people. He said he can be there, whatever you need. So, Mr. Perry, let's talk about the beginning. Let's talk about how it got started for you. Where are
Okay.
you from? Where did you grow up? Talk to me.
All right. So I was born in Buffalo, New York. Shout out to the Buffalo kids.
Okay, yeah, shout out to the Buffalo. Okay.
I was raised in Inglewood, California. Um,
Ooh, wow, that's a different culture shock. You went from Buffalo to Inglewood?
yeah, man.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
and then but I went to school. I went to my 10th and 11th grade year. I came to Georgia is when I came to Georgia. So I've been to Georgia since 1991.
1991. Oh my God. Okay, so you was there when stuff was popping off. You know what I mean? You was there like Freakniks, like all of that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, okay, look, I know we getting off subject, but you know what I'm saying? How was Freaknik for you? That was like 93, ninety
So this
four, 5, 6,
so
7.
that's gonna lead into a whole nother subject, right? Because I got the one Freaknik, and I was a little kid then. I wasn't but 16 years old. When I got to my first one. Um, but yeah, after that, I ain't seen no more daylight for quite a while.
He was over there getting his freaky stuff on. Like, he's over there. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing because I went to my first Freaknik was 1993. That same year, Biggie came to Atlanta, performed. It was Snoop, Big, Uncle Luke. I mean, the mayor, Jermaine Dupri. It was so many people. Player Puncho, Kilo, Raheem the Dream. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? It was so many people that was there. My goodness. Because I was trying to sneak in Share Showcase. I was trying to sneak in Jazzy T. I was trying to over there trying to sneak in Jazz.
Right.
So from your Inglewood, to your Buffalo, New York, to your Atlanta, experience. What high school did you go to in 1991? What was your high school?
The best high school in Georgia, Southwest DeKalb.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Listen, America. Look, he don't even know this, but I'm a alum, Southwest DeKalb. Alum. Okay? Kelly Chapel Road. My aunt BB live, still live on Kelly Chapel Road. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Alum. Okay? You had to go through the woods to get to the Decatur Library.
Right.
Alum. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like,
So,
you know what I mean? George Smith was my band teacher. God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Alum. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? Like, that is crazy. So, was you in band? Did you experience what extra high school curriculums was you a part of?
So shout out to my boy Bud Godfrey. Um, um, when I first got there, he put me on the football team. And that year we played Valdosta, and
I don't see why they shout out to Van Dosta. Shout out Van Dosta.
they
Valdosta.
we played Valdosta that year, man. And I got hit so hard. I said no. I said I ain't cut out for this life. So they put me on the track team.
Okay,
And
you was running. Okay.
so um the thing about it is I even had a track scholarship to Georgia. And I'm talking about I was quick. But I wound up getting in some trouble and throwing that scholarship right in the trash can.
So you had to go to America, listen, we all got our scars and bruises, okay? You know what I'm saying? This is a non-judgmental platform. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these questions is just for historic purposes only. So when you got in trouble was mom and dad called? Did you have to go to juvenile? What happened?
All right, so here's the thing. It's a bit of a long story. I'm gonna try to condense it as much as possible. But so I did something at the airport. I was at the, no, I had cut school and I went to the airport. When I went to the airport, back then they had the little arcades in the airport. And I was in there playing the game, and then something I just wanted to walk around a little bit. So I went into a store, and um it was when gift cards had just like really first came out, right?
Mm.
So I go into this store and I look at it, I pick it up, I look at it, and I put it back down. The lady called the police. I didn't know it. I was back in the game room. They came in and got me. They said the lady said that I stole one. All right.
You
So
spoon one.
she said I stole one. She
Oh,
said I
you stole the game.
No, a card.
Oh,
And
gift card.
yeah, and I put it in my pocket. But I didn't, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but what happened is, you know, we afraid of our parents to a certain point, right?
Yeah.
So even if we do um cause trouble or things like that, the last thing we want is our parents to find out. So um uh basically once they came in there and asked me, who I was and why I wasn't in school, I froze up and I gave him a false name and all this kind of stuff. Well, because they couldn't find who my parents was and where I lived, they took me to Clayton County RYDC.
Oh Lord, not Clay, not Clicko. Now listen, people. Okay, America, if you're not from Georgia, okay, some places you might not want to be at after 4 p.m. Clayton County,
One of them.
Henry County, like Rockdale, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Look, not Clay, not Clicko.
So um anyway, they kept me in there for like a week, and what I didn't know is that I had my backpack on me, right? My backpack had my school books. They already knew that I went to Southwest DeKalb because it's stamped right there inside my book.
Exactly.
And they just didn't know my name. Well, anyway, they found out, and my mother let them keep me in there for a whole week. All right. So I got out of that situation, got home, um, and it was about 2 weeks later that that I decided to do something else. And
Oh, come on now. You just
and
got out the first situation.
right. And I mean, the first situation I didn't do nothing to be locked up. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like I felt, I don't know, I felt betrayed, or I don't know what I really felt. Um but I was like in this situation that I shouldn't have been in the first place. But not thinking about the fact that, first of all, dummy, you just skipped school. You know what I mean? Like you had the whole airport because you skipped school. So
Was this your first time skipping school?
no, I when in elementary and in junior high, I used to do it a lot. Um um this is my first real stint with the police though.
Right. Man, you should have been somewhere like Golden Glide somewhere. JJ's fishing. Like,
Well, I can't remember what it was, but I went to somewhere in uh little 5 points, and
you want a little 5 points.
yeah, I think it was a bowling alley or something like that, and they wouldn't let me in because I was a kid, and they knew I was supposed to be in school, so they wouldn't let me in. But you know, anyway, so here's the thing: is May 19th, 1991, I decide that I want to run away from home.
Oh
And
my boy, you on the street. You on the street now. You just not doing one or two things. You there.
yeah, so I'm out the house. My parents have no idea where I'm at. Um, I see a guy on the street, and I start talking to him, and I start looking at him. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? And um, he was a basketball player for the University of Illinois, but
Mm.
I actually went to school with him in the 8th grade. And he was like, man, I'm just down here. Said, I'm just down here to get some money. I need some money. Um, where I can get some money. Now, at the time, the Olympics had just been announced. Okay.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, I know exactly where to get some money. You got a pole on you? And he was like, he showed me the gun and he was like, all right. So we walking down the street and we see this foreign dude, and he has a briefcase uh chained to his arm, and we rob him. Now, this is part of my testimony of who God is and why um why he's why he is who he is. Okay. So
Amen.
um so I robbed the dude. We split up. And when I tell you that from that moment, because my bus partner had the money. Okay, we was just gonna meet up. Uh, we was gonna meet up at another place, and um, from that moment, I'm walking down the street. I hear sirens in the background. Okay, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just walking down the street. Cop come by, arrest me, or the cop comes by, asks me if he can talk to me, and I say yeah, and he asked me to get in the car. I say all right. I get in the car. He takes me around the corner to where this guy is standing, and the cop rolls my window down. I see the guy nod, and the cop went on. So he went down the street. He pulled up at the light. He said, I'm detaining you for suspicion of robbery. I said, what? I didn't remember that I had just robbed this man. Now this ain't me uh uh trying to get out of nothing. I did not remember that I had robbed him, right?
Right.
So anyway, I wound up going to court, and still my parents don't know where I'm at. I'll go to court, and long story short, I get 10 years. All right. This was before uh armed robbery was 10 years mandatory. All right. I plead I plead first time offender act. They give me 10 years, and I did every single last one of them.
Mm. Okay. So tell me, that's a powerful, definitely a powerful testimony. But tell me, how did you get into acting and music?
All right. So Bill, I've been uh 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 around music all my life. My dad at an early age, I think I was like 5 when he gave me my first record player. And I had one of those record players with the 8-track tape joints on it. And um uh my one of my favorite groups was Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers.
Okay.
and I was seeing that all over the house, everywhere I went. That was my thing.
So you up here singing "Why Do Fools Fall in Love"? Okay.
and and my dad was a is a jazz musician. So he plays three different kinds of sax, clarinets, all kinds of stuff. So
Okay.
I grew up in that environment. Um um I got to see Bob Marley perform as a little kid. Um it was the saddest day in our house when Bob Marley passed. Um so I said all that to say that music has always been an integral part of my life. And when I got in junior high school, I got in little talent shows, and um I had a little DJ behind me for a couple of years, you know, and I wanted to make something happen. Um but my father always stressed education first, you know, before you
Right.
before you do any of that. It got to be education. You got to be getting A's and B's in order for you to pursue this. And I, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I did everything that I could to try to manipulate the situation. And so I would go off sometimes, and without them knowing, and do little shows or write little stuff, and things like that. um but parents are always smart, and parents always understand when there's when their kid is not doing what they supposed to be doing. so that was kind of nipped in the bud for a while. um it was not until um um 2000 2002. All right. I had just got out of prison. I got out of prison in 2000, but I got out of prison in 2002. I was just working, and uh 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 I had a little computer, and the guy was like, "Hey, do you mind if we come over and record something?" And I was like, we hadn't really discussed the fact that I did music. I was working off of something called Cakewalk, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and I got my little cakewalk out there, and I'm making little beats. So he asked me if he could come over and record, and I was like, yeah. So he came over, and from that moment, it turned into a group. It turned into a whole group, and me just recording people. And I wasn't even rapping or poetry, none of that myself. um but then there came a time when the group broke up. um uh Everybody wanted to go their separate ways. I mean, they were all young anyway. They wanted to go their separate ways, which was cool with me. 2008 came, and I got accepted to Connecticut School of Broadcasting. All right.
Okay.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting was wonderful. Especially since I wound up getting a job in radio a month before I graduated. Um
Okay.
so I worked in radio for a little while, for a couple of years, and um I wasn't making the money like I should have been. Now, by this time I'm married, um children, you know. Um taking care of somebody else's child. Doing that whole stepdaddy thing. Um, but I knew that I needed to get a regular job, so I wound up going back and getting a regular job. Now, from the time I did graduate in 2008, I I searched out music schools. So once again, music has been an integral part of my life all the way, right? It tells stories that it gives people a voice for, you know, for something. It gives them a outlet. Okay.
Right.
So in 2008, I searched music schools, and throughout everybody that I researched, Full Sail University was it. Um, it that was it for me. So I called them. I got a hold of them. They sent me out a packet. I got the poster out of the packet they sent me, and I put it on my wall. 2008. It was not till 2022 that I actually got accepted to Full Sail University. Um, I put my mind to something,
Mm-hmm.
and I made sure that God knew this is what I wanted to do. You
Right.
know, by my perseverance, and He allowed it to happen in His time. You know, um, there was plenty of times that I felt like, oh well, why can't I go to school right now? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? And it simply wasn't the right time. Simply wasn't.
Right. Right.
Um so fast forward to July of 2025, I graduate from Full Sail with a bachelor's in music production.
Amen. Congratulations. See, congratulations. That's incredible. So, um, America, I think, you know, this individual is legendary. He got a chance to play me in a movie, a short film. It's called the Cyberbullying and the Marcus Boyd Experience. From my experiences of years of cyberbullying and stuff of that nature. So, how did you feel playing me? How did what was that experience like for you?
So let me say that first of all, it was an honor for two reasons. Um uh it was an honor, number one, because as a kid I was bullied. Um um uh as as um as an adult, I understood the autism life, and what that actually entailed. So I was so honored to have done this, that um I did a little bit more research. I researched you. you know um um you have a dope story, and it was so I resonated with a lot of stuff that I read. um um and especially about the bullying part. I mean, the internet bullying is one thing. um uh Being bullied in person is the same beast. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
I get it because I was bullied in person too. I'm old Atlanta, so I'm 42, so I come from Kirkwood, Capitol Homes. You know what I
right,
mean? Like I come from like, Techwood, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like so.
Let me tell you a
You know.
quick. Let me tell you a quick story, Marcus. So when I came to Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, I was going to school, and um, they was trying to befriend me or whatever, and they asked me where I was from. All right, so I don't know nothing about Georgia. I tell them I'm from Inglewood. That's all I said. I'm from Inglewood. I didn't even know there was an Inglewood, New Jersey, much less
Right.
much less a projects in Inglewood. I mean, the projects called Inglewood in Georgia. Uh,
Yes.
so, 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 um, they jumped me. They jumped me talking about that I was false claiming from being from um Inglewood Inglewood Apartments or whatever it's called, and
Mm-hmm.
thought I was talking about in Georgia. So when they found out that no, I'm from California, they was like, oh, and they wanted to be cool. But by then, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. I'm not really finna cause trouble, but when I feel threatened, I'm a handle my business, right?
Right.
So I come to school the next day with a knife on me, and the knife actually falls out my sock, and uh, a girl sees it, a fellow girl sees it, a student, and she tells, and
Man, I promise. This it's crazy because you brought a knife, I brought a gun in a clear book bag. Shantae, who was eating breakfast pizza, she told because she saw the gun in the clear book bag because I was about to light up Bird. I was about to light him up. He was about to catch some extra feathers. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, and so you know, I wound up getting suspended, and I didn't get expelled, but I wound up going to DeKalb Alternative School. They call it
Oh, you
Ham.
went there for real?
Yeah, yeah.
I went there too.
Okay. Right. so so I go there, and by this time it's summertime, and um so I got to go to summer school to make up my little stuff, but I'm still a student at Hamilton, and uh, the same thing happens, uh uh except this time, um I don't even remember what it was about, but I get on the Avondale bus to come home, and one of the students want to fight me.
On the bus, not on the bus,
And
bro. On
so
that bus.
yep. So I'm also one of them people that I just look like this. You know what I mean? Like I can really throw hands. You know what I mean? I just look small, whatever. Um, and I think that's why people were trying to pick on me. It's because I was small. I was
Right.
106. Um, but my one hitter quitter hit him, and he was out.
Mm.
So I get on the bus. I come home. Next day I go to school. I hear that they finna jump me. All right. So him and his little boys finna jump me. So I said, all right, cool. So I leave early and I come home. I don't tell my parents nothing. They never knew anything. Um, I find a pipe, um, about a 15-inch pipe, and I take it to school the next day because I'm swinging. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like on the first person that even look at me wrong. Tell me why somebody tells on me then. They see it, they tell on me. I'm in I'm in alternative school already. I get suspended again from alternative school.
Mm.
So, you know, um, I've had my experience with the whole bullying thing. Um, um, I feel like I feel like personally I handled it well. Um, um, because even um even though I'm new to Georgia, I know snitches still get stitches. You know what I mean?
It's facts. Right.
So I wasn't really nobody I could tell. Um, and I just had to let it play out. Um,
I get it. I get it. So currently, what are you doing? What do you got? What projects you got going on? Where can people find more of your work? How can people really get in tune with what you're doing?
all right, man. So look, I always ask people, man, to follow me on Instagram at model Perry D. That's MODELPERRYD. Um, everything I'm doing is on there. I I'm also a poet. My stage name is Controversy. Spelled with a K, N with a C. So that's KONTROVERSEC. Man, I'm all over doing shows, whatever, you know, if somebody needs a poet, then I'm knocking on their door. Um uh I do a lot of stuff with Lex Love and Lex Love Films. Um we actually are having a white party next Saturday at
Okay, shout out to Lex Love. You know what I mean? Like shout out to them, man. So that's major. That's big time moves and stuff of that nature. So do you have any more short films, feature films, any new projects that's on the way?
Yeah, so coming out, man, I got three or four, but uh uh one is touching. It's about um how uh uh kids are taken advantage of, um uh and mainly taken advantage of by people they know or family members. um and so this is kind of a horror film, but it actually has some validity to it, as far as I'm playing the character named Uncle Rollins, and I am just like the creepiest bastard there ever was. You know what I mean? Uh,
Okay. So
um.
where can we look for this? Social media, YouTube, Amazon Prime.
So right now it's in post production. Right now it's in post production. It is gonna wind up landing on Amazon. Um, so you can also check me out on Amazon at uh two other films. One is called um How Much Do You Love Me? That is a Silk White production. And also Rhino King, and that's a Jason Park production. Um, Rhino King is basically a male stripper movie. So if you like if you like Channing Tatum in that whole vibe right there, you got this one called Rhino King, where I'm not doing none of that, but I'm in the movie. Um, um, yeah, I got a lot of other stuff coming out, man, in post production. I actually just filmed two movies back to back last week. So you can find me all over, man. Just Google my IMDb. You know,
Well, we excited for you. We can't wait to see more to come from you. And is there any last words of encouragement, any shout outs, anything you want to say before we go from this interview?
and look, so I'm a walking testimony to the fact that as long as you stay prayed up, do what you do, do go where your dreams lead you to, and God gonna handle the rest. You know what I mean? And God is always there. He gonna let you make your little falls, your little stumbles. He gonna put some stuff in your path to make you stronger. You know what I mean? But that's all it is. It's something there to make you stronger. It's not him saying no, you not gonna do this, or no, you can't do this. As long as you put your trust in him, he gonna show you the world.
Amen. And on that note, America, my family, this has been your favorite brother and friend, Marcus the Interviewer, on another episode of Marcus the Interviewer Show, interviewing the legend, Mr. Perry. And y'all follow him, y'all tap in with him so y'all can know all the great stuff this man is doing. So until next time, and I will say this, if you have autism or any type of special needs, please know that you're a star. Please know that you have superpowers. Please know that you can do anything you put your mind to. You are not alone. I believe in you and I stand with you.
Big fact.
Peace.
Thank you for having me.